Welcome back to Master 79. In this lesson, we will work through an ielts academic writing task 1 diagram question from the first reading of the prompt all the way to a complete band 9 model answer. Our topic today is a simple water filter assembly. Here is the question. The diagram below shows a simple system that turns dirty water into clean water. Summarize the information by selecting and reporting the main features and make comparisons where relevant. Remember the conditions. You have 20 minutes and you must write at least 150 words. This is the diagram redrawn so that every label is easy to read. On the left, dirty water is poured by hand into a plastic barrel. The barrel stands on short legs directly above a storage drum, and a plastic lid is placed on top. Inside the barrel are 3 layers of filtering material, sand at the top, charcoal in the middle, and gravel at the bottom. An outlet on the side of the barrel feeds a curved pipe that runs into the storage drum, and a tap near the base of that drum delivers clean drinking water into a glass. Before you write a single word, read the diagram properly. Find the 2 ends first. Dirty water goes in and drinking water comes out. Then count the stages and name each part using the labels the diagram gives you. Ask yourself whether the process is natural or man-made, and whether it is a straight line or a cycle. This one is man-made and linear. Trace the direction of flow and note what is driving it. Here, it is simply gravity. And one warning that costs candidates marks every single day: do not explain why the filter works, and never add knowledge from outside the picture. Now brainstorm in 2 columns. On the left, list only what you can actually see. On the right, decide in advance how you will say it. Water tipped in by hand. A plastic lid fitted on top. A barrel raised on short legs above the drum. 3 layers, sand, then charcoal, then gravel. An outlet and a curved hose. A sealed drum with a tap. And finally, a glass of drinking water. Doing the language column before you write is what stops you repeating the word then 5 times. The overview is the highest value paragraph in the whole task, and for a process diagram it needs no figures at all. 2 sentences is plenty. Say how many stages there are, say where the process begins and where it ends, and say what drives it. Do not list every step here, because that is the job of the body paragraphs, and signal it clearly. The single word overall costs you nothing, and the examiner is actively looking for it. Here is the plan, and it takes about 3 minutes to make. Paragraph 1, a 1-sentence paraphrase of the prompt. Paragraph 2, the overview, 2 stages, gravity-fed, no detail. Paragraph 3, stage 1, the pouring in and the 3 filter layers. Paragraph 4, stage 2, the outlet, the storage drum, the tap and the glass. 4 paragraphs, roughly 200 words. Paragraph 1, the introduction. The diagram illustrates the way in which a simple, homemade filtration unit turns dirty water into water that is fit to drink. Notice the paraphrase. Shows becomes illustrates. Clean water becomes water that is fit to drink. 1 sentence is all you need. Paragraph 2, the overview. Overall, this is an entirely gravity-fed system involving 2 clear stages. The water is first cleaned as it sinks through 3 layers of material inside a raised barrel, and it is then collected in a sealed drum below, from which it can be dispensed whenever it is needed. Human effort is required only at the very beginning and the very end of the sequence. 2 sentences signaled with overall, and not 1 small detail wasted. Paragraph 3. The first body paragraph. At the start of the process, dirty water is tipped by hand from a container into the open top of a plastic barrel, which stands on short legs above a storage drum. A plastic lid is then placed over it. Under the force of gravity alone, the water descends through 3 distinct layers of filtering material arranged one above the other: sand at the top, charcoal in the middle, and gravel at the bottom. Everything here is in the passive voice because in a process the action matters and the agent does not. Paragraph 4. The second body paragraph. Having passed through the gravel, the now clean water is drawn out of the barrel through an outlet on one side and travels along a short curved pipe into the storage drum beneath. It is held in this covered container until a tap fitted close to the base is turned on, at which point drinking water can be poured directly into a glass. That opening participle clause, having passed through the gravel, links the 2 paragraphs without using the word then. Here is the complete answer on one slide. 223 words, which is comfortably above the minimum without being bloated. Aim to write it in about 18 minutes, leaving 2 to check your spelling and your verb endings. Pause the video here and read it through as a whole, paying attention to how each paragraph hands over to the next. Save this language bank. Sequences at the start of the process, under the force of gravity alone, having passed through, and until, at which point. Process passives is tipped, is placed over, is drawn out of, is held, is turned on. Verbs of flow, sinks through, descends through, percolates through, travels along. And precise nouns, a filtration unit, filtering material, an outlet, a storage drum, a tap. Avoid chains of then, and avoid inventing measurements. Why this answer reaches band 9. Task achievement, a clear, signaled overview and every labeled stage, with nothing invented. Coherence and cohesion, strict chronological order with varied sequences. Lexical resource, precise process vocabulary. And grammatical range, passives, a relative clause, a participle clause, and a semicolon, all error-free. One honest caveat. Band 9 here reflects an internal quality check against the public ielts band descriptors. It is not a score awarded by a certified examiner. Your turn. Write body paragraph 1 using the verb percolates and 1 participle clause. Then time yourself and see whether you can plan and write the whole task in 20 minutes. Post your version in the comments because I read every single one. Thank you for watching BMaster79, and I will see you in the next lesson.